Good afternoon, Griner Game Changers. Welcome to our re-entry guidelines for parents and students. My name is Yvonne Rojas, and I am the proud principal of W.E. Griner Exploratory Arts Academy. And we are very excited to welcome you back to our in-person, welcome back round to in-person phase in for our sixth graders, and then phase in for our seventh and eighth graders the following week. So I want to go over some of the expectations for entering the building. First and foremost, we must have clear backpacks. So again, all student backpacks must be clear. We are requiring for anyone who is going to be in person on our campus have a clear backpack. If for some reason you are not able to retrieve a clear backpack, or you need assistance financially with a clear backpack, please contact our main office. We will have some for sale here on our campus that we were able to purchase from a vendor to be able to provide to our students. So again, if you are not able to get a clear backpack, please let us know. However, we are requiring the students come with a clear backpack so that we can make sure that we enter the building as easily as possible when they are coming through the metal detectors. We are requiring that all student purses not be larger than 4x5 by 6x5. 4.5 by 6.5. This is so that, again, we can keep the amount of items that are coming through the metal detectors limited. And so we want to make sure that girls, if they are bringing in purses, which we know some will need to, again, they keep them to a minimal size so that they're easily opened and are easily able to look through when they're coming through the metal detectors and entering our building. All cell phones must be inside the backpack before entering the building. So students, please make sure that you have your cell phones put away inside your backpack before you come in. All pencil cases must be also clear or see-through. We want to make sure, again, that we are providing the safest possible environment for your child. And so having a clear or see-through pencil case will also allow for a quick evaluation of the contents within the backpack. All students and staff are required to wear face masks to and during school. So again, students and staff, continue to wear your face mask as you come onto our campus and also when you're in our campus. And all students will be required to stand 6 feet apart when they are waiting to enter or when they are in the building walking from class to class. All students who take buses to campus will be temperature screened before boarding buses. If their temperature is above 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit, they will not be allowed to board buses. Bus drivers will contact parents to pick them up to return them home. Drivers will not leave students alone at bus pickup locations. Students who walk to school or are transported by car will be required to social distance as they wait to enter the building. Staff will meet with them at the entrance to check their temperature. Any student whose temperature is 100.4 degrees Fahrenheit will be sent to the school nurse, who will contact the student's parents to pick them up from the school and return them home. Student check-in at campus metal detectors. Campus staff will direct students to enter school through designated entrances. Designated entrances will be limited to ensure police and security personnel are available to supervise the entry process. Griner will have 6 entrances for students this school year. The actual security checks will be conducted by campus personnel. Police and security personnel may also be present. Staff or students waiting in line to pass through metal detectors should stand approximately 6 feet apart. There will be markers on the concrete floor that will show where students need to stand. Students will place their bags in a bin on a table to be checked by personnel wearing gloves or using a ruler. Personnel will not directly touch bags or contents, and students may be asked to open up any content of their bag that may seem suspicious. We are asking that students have their backpack open when they are entering the building so that we again can get through the backpacks, safely look through them, and again get your child on their way to their first period class after entering the building. They will walk through a metal detector or be processed by a handheld metal detector. In 2 weeks or more, we shall have metal detectors with temperature screening, and they'll be installed in all of our entrances. Once cleared, students will proceed directly to their first period classroom, walking on one side of the hallway while observing social distancing. Markers have been placed on the floor to indicate our 6 feet apart walk. Students may pick up a breakfast item from one of our kiosks located by the entrance. Students will proceed to their first period and eat their breakfast in the classroom. And students will not have to enter in their ID number for breakfast in the classroom. The speed of traffic into the building may be limited by the number of available walk-through metal detectors or hand wands. So patience will be required during this process. Student PPE distribution. First period teachers will receive PPE for students and labels for the items staying in the room at the end of the day. Students will distribute the following items to students who return to campus or when they return to campus at a later date. There will be 2 face masks for each child, a personal hand sanitizer that they can carry on their backpack, a face shield, a folding shield, and headphones. Students will put labels on the face shield, headphones, and folding shield. Students will keep both face masks and will be responsible for bringing them to and from school. Students are allowed to wear their own mask if appropriate. Students wearing their own masks. These are some mask regulations for entering our campus. Masks that are distributed by Griner are allowed. Disposable masks are allowed. Masks that are all one color or they may have one extra color will be allowed. All red or all blue masks will not be allowed. And again, that is a safety concern of ours. So again, if they are all red or all blue, bright blue, they will not be allowed to wear those masks. However, navy blue masks that match our navy bottoms for our school uniform will be allowed. Masks with inappropriate language or offensive sayings will not be allowed. And masks that are distracting will not be allowed. And that could be masks that have like a clown face on it or something that's very distracting that may be uncomfortable for other students. Students will report to their first period every day when they enter the building. When they enter the building, they'll go to their first period to have PPE distribution and pickup, the morning announcements, and breakfast in the classroom. Students will travel to their classes wearing their face masks with their face shield and folding shield. Face masks are required to be worn at all times. However, students do not have to wear their face shield throughout the building, and that is just an extra added protection that we are providing to students. Students will return to their first period class at the end of the day to leave their PPE, which is their face shield and plexiglass shield, and headphones if we provide them with headphones. They can use their own. However, if we provide them with headphones, the Griner headphones will need to stay on their desk for the next morning. Students who leave the campus early will leave their PPE in the attendance office, and it will be returned to their first period class. Again, this is optional face-to-face learning, and it will begin for 6th grade. The phase-in will begin for 6th grade on September 28th, and then we will phase in 7th and 8th grade on October 5th. Our school day will start on September 28th for all students, virtual and face-to-face, from 8:15 to 3:50 p.m. Our grading periods are still the same. We will continue to have 9-week grading periods, with the first quarter being September 8th to November 6th, second quarter November 9th to January 29th, third quarter February 1st to April 9th, and fourth quarter April 10th to June 18th. Our synchronous learning schedule. So virtual learners and face-to-face learners will be learning at the same time and follow the same bell schedule, including lunch. Online and in-person students will learn through Zoom and Google Classroom. Teachers may work with in-person students personally during independent learning time, however, will not be required to do so. Teachers may choose to do small group instruction with in-person students or online students during the independent time as outlined by the Griner online learning schedule. And teachers will follow CDC guidelines when interacting with in-person students. Your student should have 4 class periods a day with 2 advisory times built in. The advisory time built in at the beginning of the day is for social emotional learning, morning announcements, and to pick up their PPE. The end of the day advisory for students is so that they can report back to their first period and leave their PPE. We have a block schedule, and we will continue to have a block schedule where we have 4 periods a day, A-B rotation. Just as a reminder for those 6th grade who will be in person, all students will have an A day on September 28th, but particularly for our 6th graders, just a little reminder, when you're on campus, it will also be an A day for you. And then for students who are reporting on October 5th, which are our 7th and 8th graders, they will have a B day when they report on campus. And that will be for everyone as well. But just a little reminder for those who are coming on our campus. So starting September 28th, all students will have the same schedule, including our virtual learners. So again, our students will attend first period in advisory, where they'll have their SEL in 15 minutes on A days. And then they will continue on with their first period, then move on to their 3rd, 5th, and 7th. On B day, where the biggest change is that students will now report to their first period class, because in-person students will be reporting to first period. And again, will receive their SEL morning announcements during this time. And then students will log off if they're virtual and log into second period and go on through their day with 6th, 4th, and 8th. Or if they're in person, students will have a bell between the first period advisory and then their second period. They'll have a bell that allows them to go to their second period class. So this is kind of what our bell schedule will look like. So for all learners, and this will be posted on our Griner website, so for everyone to review, and teachers will review this again with students tomorrow, and we will make sure there's a grace time to help students get acclimated. But again, the bell schedule will be as follows: advisory, morning announcements, and PPE distribution for on-campus learners and virtual learners will start at 8:15 and we'll go on to 8:30 a.m. For in-person learners, there will be a 6-minute passing period. So this for virtual learners will give a 6-minute adjustment period time for them to log into their first or second period class. And then again, a 6-minute passing between 3rd or 6th, 5th and 4th, and 7th and 8th. As you can note that our 5th and 4th period is going to be now our lunchtime. Lunch will be by teachers starting on Monday. So students will not have that 40-minute block period for lunch. They will attend lunches when their teachers attend lunch. And teachers will let students know tomorrow what time they will be attending lunch. At the end of the day, we are going to ask that all students, if you are virtual, log into your advisory class at 3:35, or if you're in person, you will be in person at 3:35 for dismissal. We will probably change for virtual learners the 3:35 check-in, but for in-person students, you will go back to your first period class at the end of the day from 3:35 to 3:50 to again set down your PPE, listen for any afternoon announcement, and then we will dismiss students one class at a time during that time for dismissal. The first bell will ring at 7:50 a.m. for students to start entering the building. The second bell will ring at 8:15 a.m. to start morning announcements. So morning announcements will start at 8:15 a.m. And there will be a third bell that rings at 8:20 a.m. and to indicate the tardy bell for both face-to-face and at-home learners. So if you are not logged in by 8:20, first, you will miss morning announcements, but second, if you are late, you will be marked tardy. Student expectations for virtual learning. Distance learning model definition. During the synchronous instructional time, the expectation is that the assigned students will attend class virtually at the assigned time and attendance will be taken. Students can be marked tardy or absent if they are not in class on time or miss most of the class. So please understand that expectation. We have had several students who are not logging into their class until the end of the day. Parents, it is highly expected and encouraged that if students are at home, that they be on time and participate for virtual class. Students must log in by 8:15 starting Monday, September 28th. So please make sure that your child is awake, because we've had a lot of students who are missing our morning classes, and we're having to remind them that they have to log in on time. If they miss 50% or more of the class time, they will be marked absent. Attendance will be taken every day, every period. Students must complete assignments and submit them on time. And there is a 2 grade per week minimum, but more can be assigned. So again, students have to get their work in. They need to attend class, even if they're attending class at home. You can keep up with Griner, but with the following methods. Via phone, we do send out a lot of phone messengers, so please make sure that we have the correct phone number. We may have meetings via Zoom, which are including the ARDS, parent conferences, and 504 meetings. We may send an email. We may send a remind. If you are a 6th grade parent, you can text 8101 and send the following message at K7DB88. Or you can simply, if you have the app, just add K7DB88 and they will add you to the class. For 7th grade, it is KFD284D4. And for 8th grade, it is WEG2025. Again, the class name correlates to the day that or the year that the students should graduate. So again, we highly encourage students to graduate high school, and we wanted to make sure they're reminded of the year that they should graduate. So again, find us on Remind. We do have it separated by grade level. However, all students will receive the same message when it goes to all students. You can also follow us on the W.E. Griner website, which is www.dallasisd.org/Griner Academy, where we have all our up-to-date news, our W.E. Griner Instagram at Griner_news, or W.E. Griner PTA Facebook, which we're excited about, is www.facebook.com/WE Griner PTA. And please look on that Facebook page to update any PTA information that's coming your way. Last but not least is visitor screening and PPE requirements. So just so you know, for visiting our campus, parents are going to be discouraged from entering the campus and will not be allowed beyond the front office area. Particularly our 6th grade parents, I know you're very nervous, and we will have lots of maps posted for you. We're going to have another video for you to watch to show how do you get dropped off and what are the things that need to be done and be expected and where you should drop off your child in the morning. So please note that you will not be allowed into the building. Again, this is for safety and security, and definitely because of the current pandemic, we have to make sure we only allow certain people in the building, and that right now is our staff and our teachers. In case a parent does need to drop off items for their child, there will be curb service. You will park in the front driveway and contact the main office at 972-925-7108, and we will direct you to the next steps. No one will be allowed to enter the building without an appointment. Volunteers are not allowed to visit campuses at this time, so that includes mentors, college representative, guest speakers, or anything other, etc., any other visitors. All visitors who do come into our campus will be subject to screening by the way of symptom screening form. We do have a QR code that we have you fill out before entering. All individuals entering the building will be required to wear a face mask. And if visitors have COVID-19 symptoms or are lab confirmed with COVID-19, they must notify the campus and remain off campus until they meet the criteria for reentry. And parents, this goes the same for any students who could possibly be COVID-19 positive. Please make sure that you refrain from letting your child, if you are COVID-19 positive, please refrain from sending your child to school. They will need to be quarantined for 14 days along with you. So please do not send your child if you are sick, or if they are sick. Please also make sure that you are screening them at home so that they don't get on campus and have to be sent home. We do have 4 Griner Middle School counselors: Ms. Scott Nichols for 6th grade, Ms. Vance-Roy for 7th grade, Ms. Johnson for 8th grade students A through L, and Mr. Valdez, 8th grade students M through Z. This is our organizational chart. Again, this is Ms. Rojas. I have been very happy to provide you this information. Again, if you have any questions, please let us know. And also keep in mind that if you have any medications or anything like that that you need to bring to our campus, I will be adding a QR code for you to sign into, particularly with 6th grade parents. Please note that if you do have to drop off any medications for your student, we ask that you do it by appointment starting tomorrow, and you will find that QR code at the tab where it says re-entry, and we ask that you fill that out if you have any medication that you need to send. And again, that will be connected on a separate form for you to fill out. Thank you. All right, we'll see you on September 28th, 6th grade. And 7th and 8th graders, please hold on. We'll see you on October 5th.